We are long-term player, and if you can't vary the heat, you shouldn't get into the kitchen. We will grow, and I'll show you how.
What if I told you that Nano Dimension already has Google as one of its customers? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John, and this is John Paul Investing. You know, after a few videos, I'm surprised that no one has pointed out my squeaky chair, but I'm getting to the point where I absolutely need to, throw some WD-40 in there because it is just getting too squeaky for my liking whenever it comes to editing these videos. Not nearly as squeaky as it used to be. We have had some pretty significant changes in price as of the last couple days. We've also had a plethora of events that Nano Dimension has been attending, along with the new investor presentation that I covered just a couple days ago. CEO Yoav Stern from Nano Dimension, he actually did his own coverage of the investor presentation, so I have my version and he has his version, but of course, if you want to hear it from the horse's mouth, I will have a link down there so you guys can see it yourself. One of my favorite quotes actually being from Yoav Stern: if you can't bear the heat, then get out of the kitchen. So in other words, if you buy Nano Dimension shares and you can't cope with the volatility, leave the shares for someone else to have, and maybe they'll do a better job handling the volatility, and you'll get to sleep better at night. I also would like to remind you guys that I have a free newsletter that you can sign up to. The website will show up right here at the bottom of the screen. It is johnpaulinvesting.substack.com. Whoever signs up for it is essentially going to get my investment philosophy and any material things that you guys should absolutely know about the market, or in any case, certain companies. Then I will post them to this newsletter, and then you guys will get that directly to your inbox. So if you don't get YouTube notifications for any reason, then you will at least get that. Ultimately, I want to provide the, utmost value to anyone who does want to subscribe to that. So if you like, free things that are of value, I highly recommend that you guys sign up for this. I also want to remind you guys that I did activate memberships here on the channel. So if you are a regular viewer, consider joining down below. I will have in the future some member-only live streams and possibly member-only chats. Also, you'll get some different emojis and things of that nature that you can personalize your experience when you are on my channel. So if that's something else you would like to do and would like to support the channel and myself, then go ahead and check out that join feature as well. It is next to the subscribe button. And if you join, I welcome you to the community, and I thank you very, very much. Now, after all of that self-promotion, let's get on with the video. So we're looking at Nano Dimension on a daily Heikin-Ashi chart. These are Heikin-Ashi candlesticks, so they're built different. This takes like the average of the previous day's close and averages it with today's price. I don't exactly remember the formula for it, but what it does is it helps you kind of visualize any trend changes. So with these Heikin-Ashi charts, as opposed to the traditional open, high, low, close candlestick charts, the shadow would mean resistance otherwise. But in these charts, if you have a shadow on the top of the candlestick and there's nothing on the bottom of the candlestick, that's actually indicative of a bullish trend change. So we're actually expected to see this move higher. So seeing shadows on the upside without any shadows on the bottom side of the candlestick is actually better. There's no shadow, no shadow, no shadow. Kind of consolidates, figures out where it wants to go, and it continues. And same thing on the downside. You'll see no candle, no shadow on the top side of the candlesticks for some of these. Those are indicative of bearish trends. So right now we're in the middle of a small bullish trend forming right now in the Nano Dimension charts. Of course, albeit very sideways, and at least on a small scale, it is looking like it wants to flip trends and maybe continue higher past our previous resistance of around $6.50. Ultimately, though, it is still trading sideways. We have not breached any significant lows or highs in over, I would say, 6 to 7 months at this point. So the longer we do consolidate and just continue trading sideways into smaller and smaller ranges, the more explosive the movements are going to be whenever we do break out of these ranges. So really, it still is a waiting game, and I'm gonna transition this into the Zoom call now. So when you're investing in Nano Dimension, the metrics you're using is not price to earnings or price to revenue of the stock price versus how much money they're bringing in. That's not the position the company is in right now to even be valuing them. The position is in the book value of the company. So you want to be looking at what the company is worth per share based on the assets it has on its balance sheet. Right now, it's close to around $5.50, $5.60 for every dollar they spend. Of course, that affects the book value, but ultimately, we're around a 1-to-1 ratio in terms of stock price and its book value. He also did tease with us some of his customers that he's working with, and one of them is actually Google. So we'll listen to it right from the CEO himself.
And we already have 60 machines in the market with customers like Lockheed Martin and Grumman and Raytheon and Google and the American Army and the American Navy and Secret Services in 3 places in the world, the Western world, of course.
Are people waiting for the new Dragonfly machines to be released to buy, or is there still big interest in the current models?
The current models, the Dragonfly LDM 2.0, will be upgradable to a Dragonfly that will come out during this year, as I mentioned before. So people are not holding back. They know that if they buy, and they did buy in the last few months, machines, once the new machine will come, we'll make it upgradable for relatively small additional money.
I'm going to take this final question before we give the final value proposition, Yoav. What is your goal for Nano Dimension by the end of 2021?
My goal for Nano Dimension, then of 2021, then of 2021 is already yesterday. It happened. Whatever we've done for the 21, we've done already. It's 3 months from now. So my goal is hopefully to complete one more acquisition that I am looking at. Not sure will be completed this year, but it's a very exciting one. Maybe more. But to ask me what's the goal in a business like ours for 3 months from now, the goals for 3 months from us were set 9 months ago. And whatever we've done, it's almost over. By now, it's just a matter of fulfilling the processes that we started, which I mentioned in the beginning of the answer.
Why should investors take an interest in Nano Dimension today?
You're looking at a company that is traded almost at its cash value, which is $1.4 billion. And therefore, all the business that it has, including everything I described to you, is going to be free of charge for you as you invest. The balance sheet that you're investing in is in front of you. And the value proposition is we're going to take this $1.5 billion and make it at least 3 times, maybe 4 times in 3 to 5 years by disrupting an industry with technology that doesn't exist. And it's an industry that is totally in need for disruption because it's an old industry, the electronic industry that is still working in old methodologies. And it's the additive manufacturing industry, which is new or newer. But in order to move additive manufacturing into production rather than just prototyping, you must have what we have, which is the knowledge of robotic brains, artificial intelligence, and deep learning. So the combination of our ability to develop materials and develop machines to change the electronic industry, which is so big, and the ability to run those machines on a network of artificial intelligence and machine learning is a proposition that is only similar to what happened in the printing industry with digital printing. And if you look at that as a metaphor, the value proposition is very similar, and that value proposition span off industries that are multi-billion dollars of digital printing. That's what we're going to do here in digital printing of electronics and certain mechanic parts.
So although it's a small chance, there is another possibility of Nano Dimension acquiring yet another company before the year ends. We don't know how much they're going to be spending on it or what kind of company it is exactly, whether it's more software or AI. I'm also doubtful they'll do it before the year ends, but we could see something materialize before the year ends, and that is something to be excited for. I also wanted to bring up the fact that Nano Dimension has been really busy when it comes to events and presentations and really getting their products out there for the world to see. So from the beginning of the year up through today, they have had 10 events that they have presented Nano Dimension's technology to. They have been in in California, they've been in China, Singapore, they've been in Australia, went back to China, Germany. They were in Italy, they went to the UK, and they were also in Chicago just last week. So they have been very busy getting themselves out there. Now, for any investors who are watching this, I want to also present to you what ARK Invest has been doing. They have been consistently accumulating Nano Dimension shares. They went from only having a couple 100,000 shares at the end of last year to having over close to 20 million shares, or around 8% of the company's stock. ARK Invest has even a higher cost basis than a lot of us retail investors, between $7 and $8 per share. Right now, you're able to buy it from market at around $6 per share. So the fact that, ARK Invest, which is, the huge technology ETF that they are today, is, consistently purchasing this company and buying the dips, is testament to how much they believe in Nano Dimension's technology. They actually had a significant purchase back in July of over 1 million shares, and they've just been consistently adding shares from the beginning of this year, and even late last year they've been adding shares. Although it's slowed down, they are still increasing, so that is a good thing to see. Some technology ETFs like ARK that are, backing up what we're doing as retail investors. So let me know what you guys are doing in the comments with Nano Dimension. Have you guys been consistently accumulating shares, or are you just kind of sitting on the sidelines waiting for some price drops to happen so you can scoop up even more at a cheaper price? And what are the closer material developments in the company that you're looking for, that you're excited for? I would love to hear them in the comments. Now, if you guys want up to 2 free stocks, I want to remind you too that Webull is an affiliate of this channel. If you open an account with them and deposit $100, you'll get up to 2 free stocks valued at up to $30 each. This is at no cost to you besides opening the account and depositing the funds. You could always withdraw the funds and keep your 2 free stocks. So if that's something you're interested in, there will be another link in the description for you to check out. But anyways, guys, that is it for this video. If you liked what you're watching, make sure you guys hit that like button. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that big red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell notification to get notified when I make videos just like this one. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.